Hey guys. So, this video, I'm talking about the Transformer I designed, created a story for, and overall want to become an actual thing one day. So, some of you have probably already seen this guy before in my stop motion videos, but for those of you who haven't, allow me to introduce you to Multifang. Now, yeah, it's made of Legos. It's supposed to look. It's the closest thing I could do to be making his dragon mode, which is his regular mode, not his robot mode. So the story on this guy is he is one of the Predacons from the Aligned continuity, but he wasn't a cloned one like Predaking and Skylynx and Darksteel were. He is a original Predacon. He's the only Predacon left that survived after the meteors destroyed all the other Predacons. He was also one of the smartest. After the other Predacons were destroyed by the meteor, he sent multiple signals back to Cybertron requesting help. But of course, they were never received. So he has been stuck on Earth for millions and millions of years, eventually growing hatred towards Megatron and the Decepticon cause for not coming to help him or rescue him. And so, while he was down there, he realized that the humans were not as bad as Unicron, who he was actually able to communicate with for a short time, had said they were. But this was sometime after Unicron actually found out about the human race. However, he learned to like the humans, and even learned how to scan vehicle modes, and also gained a robot mode. So he was actually the first Predacon to ever do this. Now technically he's got 8 forms, but I can only input about maybe four into this Transformer, being his regular Dragon mode, his robot mode, and his mounted turret mode, which walks, and his what's it called? And his armored truck mode, which is Cybertronian. He actually made it up himself. So if you can actually notice, he has wheels on his front legs and wheels on the insides of his back legs. He also has a windshield right here on his back. 1 second, let me fix that arm again. There we go. This thing wants to, not do what I want it to. And he might have wings, but he can't really fly with them. Look at how small they are. They won't be able to carry his body when he's in Dragon mode. He can, however, fly when he's in robot mode. So, let me show you how I actually transform him. So, once again, his legs are he just pretty much stands up on his hind legs. But here's how it works. The tail stays where it's at, because the tail is, 1 second, let me do this. There we go. Okay, that should stay there. Oh, there is sunlight in the way. Let me go and shut the blinds. There we go. Alright, now let me show you how to transform this. So, first things first, you take his head, and his neck right here is actually his robot head. So first things first, we need to make his legs actually get into position. So we move his tail up a little bit, and spin it around. Spin the end around, I mean. Then we take his left thigh, bend this down, and he is going to have a bit of a problem doing what I want him to, because, he's not a very well built toy, but he's the best I could do when it came to making my own Transformer. So the tail's actually supposed to lay on the ground as he's transformed. But the hard part about this one, I had to change the feet so that he could actually stand not weirdly while he's in robot mode. While he's in Dragon mode. Because his Dragon mode is his regular mode, and the mode he's most often going to be in. So there's pretty much what he looks like when he's standing. His legs don't change the way they are. That's just how they are. The turrets, the guns on him that come away from his butt, which, yes, they kind of just lay flat on his back, just like this, when he's in Dragon mode. So you just basically bend these back, twist that down, and just like keep the guns about like, well, just right there. Okay, so that's where his guns go when he's in robot mode. They just sit back there. He can pull those forward anytime he wants. So now for the hands, what you want to do is you take his dragon's claw right here, like his front claws, and you want to just bend them up, just like that. Or you can like just have them to the side like this. It doesn't really matter. You can do whatever you want. I'm hoping that this character becomes an actual canon character one day, because he is like my favorite character that I've made. I've always thought of what it would be like if a Predacon deserted the Decepticons. So then you would take his arm, just bend it down just like that, and there's like his right arm. Done. And like I've already said, his legs don't really want to listen to me. He's not a very compliant one. So you want to do the same with this arm. Pull that down like that. And then just move the leg out of the way. And then this arm I actually had to spin in the opposite direction when I initially designed it, because his arm won't fit past the area I need it to. So give me a second. So this is just his robot mode, which once again is not his regular mode. Yeah, this thing gets stuck a lot of the time, so I have to move this up here to get it unstuck. There we go. So we bend that down and spin it around. It's better to go counterclockwise than the other way. I mean, no, that is clockwise. Never mind. It is better to go clockwise. So there's like pretty much most of his body right now when he's in. Oh, yep, he's Lego, like I said. So he's gonna do that. Just put his tail down so he actually has a little bit of support when he's standing up. There we go. Now let me fix this. I don't remember how this is put together. Oh, yes, I do. Never mind. So, I think that's the right way. Let me look at the back. Oh. Let me look at his other hand. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it does go like right in the front of his other hand. Now, what about the top piece right there? I'm sorry about this, guys. Yeah, his arm fell off. How nice. Did I put this on wrong? Yeah, I did. So this needs to go on there first. There. And then, yeah, it looks like that goes like right here. I'll have to see what I can do to actually make his hand look like, you know, a hand. Then put that back in there. I think this would be a great addition, because this specific Predacon has made it his life goal to travel across dimensions and kill every Megatron in every dimension, just because he believes all Megatrons are the same. Okay. There we go. Alright, there, I fixed his hands. Anyway, as I was saying, after you've got those bent into place, just pull the hands down from their little sections that they're in. So anyway, so there's most of the robot mode put into robot mode so far. And yeah, he's got extra long arms. It was hard to make his dragon mode and robot mode be able to mix together. So then you take his dragon head and you pull this all the way down. There's a broken piece right here that I have to fix all the time, until the head kind of like just touches right there. And then you just pull the head down. You pull his lower jaw back till it's about right there. And it's hold on, that was my old transformation. Okay, so you just basically have it setting on his chest like that. And so there's his head, which is a samurai head, and yes, he decides to base his robot mode off a samurai. So then you take these little sort of ridgeback things, you pull them to the side, and he's got like shoulder pads, just like right here. And yes, these were already pre-built because he's he's a combination of 3 different Lego sets from Ninjago. Then you pull up his wings, so they were like right about there. And no, he's not supposed to be a Lego. He's not supposed to be a Lego. Just so we're clear, he's supposed to be a robot. Anyway, and there he is in his robot mode. And if I wanted to, I could put his arm up like this, and then have his there we go. Then we can have his little Gatling, his turret thing, come up. It takes a minute to actually get into position, but it does do what I want it to, for the most part. So his turret actually just kind of goes underneath one of his arms. It doesn't matter because it's like he's got 2 of them, and he just kind of like fires like that. And he's got his turret. And yes, this does shoot, but I don't want to shoot it right now because the studs go missing a lot of the time when I shoot it. In fact, on this one, I'm already missing one of the studs. So, and I don't have a sword for him. He's supposed to have a sword, but I could never really make one for him and actually have it fit in his hand. Well, I could, but it's hard for him to like hold it because of his claws that he has on his hands. So anyway, that is his that's his robot mode, or his alt mode, one of his alt modes. And before anyone goes in the comments saying, "Oh, but the Transformers alt mode is not their robot mode," that's what this guy's is, because he's the Predacon from the Align continuity, so he wasn't supposed to be able to transform, but he does. So anyway, that's his robot mode. Let me bring the camera in for a close-up. So, there's the head. The head's kind of skew-wampus. I'll fix that later. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be based on a samurai's helmet. Here's the side view with his wing kind of sticking out. There's his arms. There's his hands. It's not focusing. 1 second. Okay, it won't focus, but anyway, there's what the front of him looks like. It's not that good, I know, but it's supposed to look a little bit better. There's his legs. There's his tail just sticking out right there. And he wouldn't really be this top heavy if he was an actual toy, because I know the creators of the Transformers series would actually make him into a better figure. There's his gun on the side. There's his other gun just sitting back there. So that's his robot mode. And yes, he's supposed to be bigger than most Autobots, because he's actually a rather big Predacon. And Predacons are usually very big in general, so let me put this back here. Now we're going to do his turret mode, his mounted turret mode. So what we do for this is his head needs to come back up here. So we spin it around and just put it back behind him. He doesn't want to forget his past, so he keeps on looking at the past, and he doesn't put his past behind him like Timon and Pumbaa always say. So now he's going to be standing like this during this transformation. So we twist his wings so that they are facing sort of like forward, like this. So this is going to be like a shield, like where the mounted turret stands. And now that his head is right here, there goes one of his horns for his robot mode. I hate this thing sometimes, even though I made him. And then we take his shoulder pads and move them so that they actually kind of sort of look like they connect to the 2 little side plates on his mask thing. So right about like this. So kind of like that. You want it to look kind of like that at the front. So then for his front legs or his hands, whichever one you want to call them, you want to twist them so that this little round part right here is like kind of facing forward a little bit, because usually it's like this, but you want it to be like this. And then you take his arm, bend it down to right about like that, so that his arm kind of like goes straight down. Once again, you want to move. I hate you. I love you, but I hate you at the same time. And yes, I do feature this guy in my stop motion videos, but not very much because of how much of a pain he is to actually transform, as you can tell. And then you take his dragon foot again, bring it down, but this time you just keep it so that the claws are facing backwards. This is the front of the turret. You want the claws to face backwards. So you do that with both of them. Bring this up, and then pull that down, and there's the other one. And then, like I said, you want to pull this claw actually up here before you do this. And you will rotate this counterclockwise now until it's exactly 180 degrees the way it was before. And then just bend that back up, because that claw does not want to do what I want it to. And then just pull that claw back, and there's pretty much what the front of the turret's going to look like, except minus this a few adjustments that I'm making. And so this is the hard part I always have a problem with when I'm doing this. So you want to spin his turret. You kind of want the I made this weird so that kind of the turret wants to like face backwards when he's in robot mode. Let me move these claws down a bit more. I forgot that you actually have to have space for the turrets to fit through here. This is where the turrets come into play when he's in, well, turret mode. Okay, and then just bend this arm down. I gotta move this claw out of the... I can put that back on, no problem. Okay. Come on, work with me here. You are embarrassing me in front of the 15 subscribers that I have. And 3 of them I actually know. Okay, come on. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I gotta move his wing again. So once again, this is not going to be this difficult to deal with if he actually ever becomes a toy. Because, you know, they'll do it better than I did. I wish he was, but for right now, he's my custom-made Transformer. So now, let me put the shield back down. And the shield, I guess, isn't going to be as straightforward as it's supposed to be now, because the turret's kind of right there, but the turret's supposed to be there. So let's do this with the other one, which I'm not going to enjoy because these things do not want to listen to me. Ever. I made you. You're supposed to obey me. And now the turrets have come off. There we go. Push them back on. There. And now we push the... Oh, now that wants to come off. Let me push that back on. Okay, I can't have these here. I need to put them somewhere else on the... And that just fell. How nice. Okay. So there we go. So there's pretty much what you want the front of the turret to look like when he's transformed. Now for his back legs, you actually do want to break them out of the normal stance I have them in. So you kind of want to reverse the stance just a tiny bit, not like fully. So like, instead of like having the legs like this, you want to just bend them in the opposite direction. So they are like this. And like that. Bend this up. Pull this back. Okay, so there's most of what the turret mode is supposed to look like. Well, he's like this. There's like the side view. There's the front view. Now, I actually want to move this windshield up a little bit as I pull the... Oh, this came off again. Dang it. This never wants to stay on. I don't know why. Move this out of the way. Push that down. Okay. So you want to... For this next part, you spin the tail around. Like the whole tail, not just like this back piece. And then you just want to bend it up. And then put the end of the tail facing like that. And so this the tail actually has like spring-loaded missiles that can be put inside on either side. There's actually one right here. Let me push that in there. So there is the turret mode, and yeah, it's really not that good, but it's all I could do for now. It used to be a lot less tall, but at least it's not too bad. And, you know, not as much of a dragon as it used to be. Anyway, that's the mounted turret mode. Let me real quick fire the spring-loaded missile. Put my hand right here so it doesn't go off the table. So yeah, that does actually fire. There is another one, but I don't know where I put it. I think it's in my room somewhere, which is a total mess because I want the only person to be able to navigate it, be me. So there's the turret mode. Now for the car mode, and there are 2 extra pieces I use for the car mode to keep the wheels in check. So you actually just want to remove the tail. And yeah, this is probably gonna make some people mad, but yeah, this is a bit of parts forming. I didn't really find any other place to put the tail. So, and it's kind of in the way of where the windshield is supposed to be. So when you do this, you want to bend the legs into like this square-looking shape, and then sort of bend them down just a tiny bit, though. Why does this not want to bend all the way? 1 second. Unbend this a little bit. Yeah, why do you not want to bend? Oh, there we go. Now it's bending. You know, I'm going to have it go sideways, because I actually just barely changed this thing before I started making the video. So, there we go. So that's kind of what you want the wheels to look like. You kind of want them a bit on a slant, though, so that it actually looks like the front of a car, just a little bit. And you want to do that to the same thing with that on both of them. Okay, so let me double check and make sure this is okay. So that's kind of what the front of the car is going to look like. Yeah, the wheels are going to be on the inside like this. And there is a piece I put right here to make sure those wheels don't go, you know, out of place. So then you want to just pull the turrets back here again, so they're kind of back on his back again. You'll keep them forward for now, but I will put them back. So like I said, this guy isn't really an Autobot, but he's not really a Decepticon either. He's not on either side. The only thing he cares about is killing any Megatron that exists. Okay. And now we get to his back wheels. This part right here stays the exact same as it is right now. So you pull those back until they're just like back to the way they were when he was Dragon Mode. Just so the little round things are sticking sideways again. You bend this back. Pull this up so that it's not completely in the way. Do the same with the other side. You want pretty much this whole piece right here just go up and down. Just kind of like that. And then you bend that. Right about like that. Sorry. One back. There we go. And you want to put the feet kind of like this to kind of look a little bit like give it more of a car feel. I don't know why this does that for me, but for me that's just gives it more of like a car looking feel to have those claws back like that. Which isn't really that hard to do, just kind of like, oh wait, let me do it with the other one. So you take it from like this position and just pull it back and just do that. It's on like a swivel joint or whatever it's called. So then you take the wings or his ridges and just pull them back until they are just like that. That's pretty much what his, well, it looks pretty bad. 1 second. I gotta actually bend them back a bit farther. There we go. That's not that bad. All right, so that is his Cybertronian truck mode. Let me move the turrets back, because the turrets are supposed to be just like this while he's driving. If he wants to fire, then he... Why do you always come off? Is there something I need to fix about you? I think there is. Let's see. So that connects there. Wait. I need to put more pieces in here so it actually stays together. See, this part right here. This is the part that I have stuck in there. So like that's where his tail goes, and like then you put these like right up next to this part right here, and that's where his turrets kind of like sit. But this part always wants to come off. I'll have to fix that so that it doesn't do that anymore. Anyway, let me insert this back in here. If you will listen to me for once and obey your creator. Okay, there we go, locked in. Put the windshield back down. Put these back right there. Twist this a little bit and put the turret facing up. Do the same with the other one. All right, so that is his car mode for the most part, or his Cybertronian armored truck. And you can, the tail, like I said, doesn't go anywhere. I couldn't really find a place to put it. But hey, now I can turn it into a gun. It's a weird way to fire the gun, but it's a gun. You just pull back on one of these things, and it fires. Anyway, that is Multifang, the extremely complicated multi-changing Predacon from the Aligned continuity that a lot of people seem to like. I like it too, so I don't see any harm in liking it. And yeah, that's him. That's Multifang. Hasbro, make this a thing. I want my boy. I want to see my boy in the Toyland and not be a Lego. I mean, look at this. I made an actual toy of the figure. If you see this, make this a thing. It's cool. It'll get you lots of money, especially from me, because I will buy it from you. Anyway, like and subscribe if you liked the video. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just do it, man. It's Christmas. I need subscribers, please. Yeah, also, Merry Christmas to everybody. Goodbye.